Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dose of Truth Tarot. So here's a new tarot deck. So I thought I'd open it up with you guys, and Bird's on my shoulder. He's not coming down. And we'll see what's in store for us for this week. Now, a new deck could have a few other insights that come with it. So we'll see what happens. Bird just left, so he's looking for cuddles this morning. So here we go. It's nicely wrapped. It's called Stars Lighting Up the Night Tarot Deck. So let's see what kind of magicalness it's going to bring to us this week. So there we go. And there we go. Here are the cards. And I don't want to reveal them yet. All right, so I am revealing them. There we go. So here's the backing. Here we go. Beautiful backing. Stars Lighting Up the Night Tarot. All right, so I'm going to do a little mix-up here, and then we'll slowly see, or I'll just pick the cards, and we'll slowly see exactly what's in store for us in the next week with this new energy. It's going to be kind of fun. Nobody's asked any questions recently, so Bird's back. There we go. And what we're going to look at is for the week of the 23rd to the 29th of May. 23rd to the 29th of May. So let's see. Here we go. I don't want to go just anywhere. Why don't I just do a little twist to mix myself up? There we go. Now we don't know where the beginning, middle, or end is. All right, so the first card is the Queen of Swords. So figuratively, let's say, the light is causing us not to see what's in the card. So maybe I'll hold it up for a moment. And Queen of Swords is telling us what has come from the past, and then we'll find something closer to the present. We've got the Eight of Wands for the present. There you go. Maybe if I turn out the overhead light, maybe it'll... Oh, there we go. It's a little blurrier, but you can see that it's the Eight of Wands. So there's a fire going on. And here's Bird. He's come to visit us. And how about our future cards? So I'm only going to do 3 cards today, just as we get to know this deck. And 5 of Swords. All right, so let's say, the past week, or as we're coming into this week, we've been quite acute with the use of our mind. So when we look in the tarot, the Queen of Swords usually represents the proper use of intellect. We're not talking about being intelligent alone, right? So intelligence, it would be intelligence as far as the ability to use the intellect properly. It's not the accumulation of knowledge. So when we're just living in a space of, hey, I have a lot of data, like you're the dictionary, or you're the encyclopedia. In the old days, we had encyclopedias. So you're just a computer that contains a lot of information. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, what we're looking at is it's eventually going to figure out how to learn things. And that's what the Queen of Swords refers to, is our ability to think through things, not just have a bunch of data and express it. We're able to think through it. Okay, that's one thing. The other part would be, because the swords represents not only the intellect, but it can represent what is in the mind. So the thoughts that we have in our mind, and the thoughts that we have in our mind don't necessarily, I'm trying to be diplomatic here. The thoughts in my head, if I listen to them, I'm not talking about thinking about, all right, today I need to clean the house. Today I need to maybe get my bird to have some exercise. That's actions that we're thinking about. It's proper thinking, right? And the liver is very well involved in that kind of thing. But if I'm just having all these thoughts like, fearing things or paranoia or thinking about the past or repetitive thinking, that's not going to be the use of the intellect. Now, why am I giving such a big story about this? Well, number two, as let's say in the Eight of Wands, we get tired, we have strife in our lives, we get to a point where we repeat things over and over again, and we're finally kind of tired of it. Well, that could indicate that we're not thinking properly. And the last one here, the Five of Swords, tells us that the mind, um, that we can have a bunch of thoughts. Like, think about all these thoughts. If I took all these cards and they were all my different thoughts and they're a jumble, the five can say, well, maybe you're getting confused, or you have to make proper decisions. You need to um, figure things out. So this week is going to be really clearing up the mind. So the best thing to do is use your mind, the Queen of Swords, the proper mind, to be able to break down the confusion. So that's an interesting statement. Uh, that the tarot showed me this for years and years, that you use the mind to basically, you could say, repair or to figure out what's going on in the mind. And one of the things that is proper thinking, those random thoughts that we have, those repetitive ones, that kind of stuff is definitely not proper thinking. So, yeah, as the week goes on, really sit back and put your thinking cap on, the thinking function, not the function of I have all these thoughts. I thought about this and I thought about that and I thought about this. No, no, that's not quite it. So usually people make judgments about themselves and other people, and then they judge the judgments, or they make statements, qualitative statements about themselves or others, or you have repeated conversations, thoughts about repeated conversations. That's not really thinking. Those are just a bunch of thoughts that randomly goes through the mind. Now I think of the writer and teacher Gurdjieff, George Ivanov Gurdjieff. He also said, when you have these thoughts in your head where you're having thoughts or visions of really terrible things happening, you just discard those. Those are just trash. They're just garbage. I'm paraphrasing, of course. That really helped me out because I have a strong intuition about things, and sometimes my intuition would go off into, oh my God, what if so and so didn't show up? What if they had an accident? What if they're lying dead in the street? These ridiculous things I would think. And when I heard that in my late teens, or read it actually, I went, oh, okay, right. Don't take those thoughts seriously. You're going to take your intuition seriously, but those thoughts you don't take seriously. Another thing I notice is this is not something I necessarily relate to, because I think I'm clear in my mind. If I'm thinking that somebody else is thinking something about me, and you get defensive or whatever, I don't really succumb to that. I truly believe that's my own insecurities. But I find a lot of people do get involved. Like, oh, this person looked at me in a strange way, and you know, I think that they don't like me or whatever. Those are other thoughts you need to discard and then work with whatever your insecurities are. That's very simple. Of course, it can be more complex than that. You would really need to know the difference between what is in your mind, how to use the mind properly, and then, which doesn't appear here, but it's worthy of mention, is what is intuitive. And that's a whole, course on its own. All right, my dears. Well, have a wonderful day and week, and I will see you next week. Bye.